This stop is Astor Place and Cooper Square East. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 9th Street. Transfer available to M8. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 9th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 11th Street. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 11th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 14th Street. Transfers available to the 4, 5, L, N, Q, R and W trains, M14 ASBS and M14 DSBS. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 14th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 17th Street. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 17th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 21st Street. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 21st Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 24th Street. Transfer available to M23 SBS. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 24th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 26th Street. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 26th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 29th Street. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 29th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 31st Street. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 31st Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 33rd Street. Transfers available to M34 SBS and M34A SBS. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 33rd Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 37th Street. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 37th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 39th Street. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 39th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 42nd Street. Transfers available to the 7 and S trains, Long Island Railroad, Metro North and M42. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 42nd Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 45th Street. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 45th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 47th Street. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 47th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 50th Street. Transfer available to M50. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 50th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 53rd Street. Transfers available to the E and M trains. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 53rd Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 57th Street. Transfers available to M57 and M31. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 57th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 60th Street. Transfers available to the F, N, Q, R and W trains in Q32. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 60th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 64th Street. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 64th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 65th Street. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 65th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 67th Street. Transfers available to M66 and M98 Limited. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 67th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 69th Street. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 69th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 72nd Street. Transfer available to M72. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 72nd Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 75th Street. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 75th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 77th Street. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 77th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 79th Street. Transfer available to M79 SBS. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 79th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 82nd Street. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 82nd Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 86th Street. Transfer available to M86 SBS. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 86th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 88th Street. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 88th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 91st Street. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 91st Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 93rd Street. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 93rd Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 97th Street. Transfer available to M96. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 97th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 99th Street. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 99th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 102nd Street. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 102nd Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 104th Street. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 104th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 106th Street. Transfer available to M106. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 106th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 109th Street. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 109th Street. Next stop, 3rd Avenue and East 112th Street. This stop is 3rd Avenue and East 112th Street. Next stop, East 116th Street and 3rd Avenue. Transfer available to M116. This stop is East 116th Street and 3rd Avenue. Next stop, East 116th Street and Lexington Avenue. This stop is East 116th Street and Lexington Avenue. Next stop, East 116th Street and Park Avenue. This stop is East 116th Street and Park Avenue. Next stop, East 116th Street and Madison Avenue. Transfer available to M1. This stop is East 116th Street and Madison Avenue. Next stop, East 116th Street and 5th Avenue. Transfer available to M1. This stop is East 116th Street and 5th Avenue. Next stop, Lenox Avenue and West 116th Street. Transfers available to the 2 and 3 trains and M7. This stop is Lenox Avenue and West 116th Street. Next stop, Malcolm X Boulevard and West 119th Street. This stop is Malcolm X Boulevard and West 119th Street. Next stop, Malcolm X Boulevard and West 122nd Street. This stop is Malcolm X Boulevard and West 122nd Street. Next stop, Lenox Avenue and West 125th Street. Transfers available to M60 SBS, M101 Limited and M125. This stop is Lenox Avenue and West 125th Street. Next stop, Malcolm X Boulevard and West 127th Street. This stop is Malcolm X Boulevard and West 127th Street. Next stop, Malcolm X Boulevard and West 129th Street. This stop is Malcolm X Boulevard and West 129th Street. Next stop, Malcolm X Boulevard and West 132nd Street. This stop is Malcolm X Boulevard and West 132nd Street. Next stop, Lenox Avenue and West 135th Street. Transfer available to BX33. This stop is Lenox Avenue and West 135th Street. Next stop, Malcolm X Boulevard and West 137th Street. This stop is Malcolm X Boulevard and West 137th Street. Next stop, Malcolm X Boulevard and West 139th Street. Transfer available to M1. This stop is Malcolm X Boulevard and West 139th Street. Next stop, Malcolm X Boulevard and West 142nd Street. This stop is Malcolm X Boulevard and West 142nd Street. Next stop, Malcolm X Boulevard and West 145th Street. Transfer available to BX19. This stop is Malcolm X Boulevard and West 145th Street. Next stop, West 147th Street and Malcolm X Boulevard. This stop is West 147th Street and Malcolm X Boulevard. Next stop, West 147th Street and Adam C. Powell Boulevard. Transfer available to M2 Limited. This stop is West 147th Street and Adam C. Powell Boulevard. Next stop, West 146th Street and Malcolm X Boulevard. This is the last stop. This stop is West 146th Street and Malcolm X Boulevard. This is M102 to Harlem 147th Street. A fare is required to ride.